Let's take garbage and make it shine. This whole project is asinine. Waste some time with me, I can guarantee this old junk will soon toe the line.
We're polishing turds. Mediocrity turd. I can't find the words. This song is absurd. We're polishing turds. We're polishing turds.
All right, the time has come. Season 2, Episode 2. This year's turd is ready to be disassembled and probed. I guess we'll see what's inside this thing, what made it tick. Obviously, from what we understand, the parts are inexpensive parts. It's for sure a lackluster or an underperformer for an F1X, but you know what? For the amount of money that's tied up in this thing, it is what it is, and it's all still in one piece. No rods hanging out of it. So, you know, maybe we shouldn't cast stones just yet. But anyhow, it's no powerhouse, so that's what we're here to fix. But always, I think it's a good idea to take a look and see what was in the thing. Maybe we can kind of understand why it didn't perform up to F1X expectations. And anyhow, this is always one of my favorite parts, is taking junk like this apart. It's a good time. Merch is at HarrellEngine.com if you're still one of the few people in the world that doesn't have real good at doing stuff, shirts and such. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below whether you think this is all a dumb idea or you like it or whatever. Let me know. Let's tear it apart. Time lapse, time out. Let's take a quick look at a couple things we found so far. First of all, it does have rocker stud girdles, which is cool. We'll see what the budget allows, but you know, that's a plus. It's also got these comp steel rocker arms that, in my experience, have been pretty stout. We'll see what the budget allows, whether or not we get some shaft stuff or whatever. But if we don't, those are like some stuff that's just not going to work. We're going to throw it away. But those are pretty tough. I guess as expected, 5/16 push rods. Those are not going back in. I can guarantee you that. We'll be 3/8 and as beefy as we can get in there, at least. The intake manifold. Some kind of Chinesium here. Just looks like maybe a Super Victor knockoff or something. We'll probably keep this. We'll work it to death, obviously, but we'll probably just, you know, keep this and run it some more. It's already fuel injected. Let's fix it up and make it gooder. If you'll notice in here, the inside of this thing looks like the inside of your headers. It looks like an exhaust manifold, and that's because this thing, like a lot of blower motors, it has this thing has a huge issue with reversion. These exhaust gases are not getting out of this thing, and this is probably one of the biggest areas where we're going to try to improve, get these exhaust gases out better, right? And that's just nothing but power in a blower deal. But you can see how bad it was. Like it's just pure black and brown in there. Looks like the inside of a header, but it's on the front side, so that's obviously less than optimum. Over here, check out this trick paint. Wow. I don't know what that stuff's supposed to do. Nothing in my book, but anyhow, it's on here, so it looks snazzy. We got some Urson lifters of some sort. I don't know if they'll be staying in here or not. We'll see. But they're in here right now. 7/16 studs. That's good. Steel retainers. That's probably going away. Anyhow, the heads are some kind of out of the box Brodix deal. They got just a little bit of evening up CNC work right here at the very entrance. That's all. Everything else is as cast. I don't know if you can see in there or not, but we're going to be doing tons of work in here for sure. But these heads are staying. They're part of the deal, so we're not getting rid of that. But anyhow, that's a first look at the top side of things. Let's keep digging. All right, we got the heads off. These are Brodix. It's hard to tell much about the chamber yet, but most of the stuff I bet is pretty much out of the box. Maybe somebody's cleaned the chamber up a little bit, but nothing super trick. Exhaust port, very small. Fortunately, these things have header plates, and what that means is I can get, it's got a big header on it that bolts here. This bolts to the head, so I can get big in the port and still work with a header. We've got an O-ring and a receiver groove. Piston is about, I don't know, 20 or 30 I'll measure down in the hole. And we had a 60 thousandths thick gasket. So I think this thing is 3/480 stock stroke deal. We'll run the numbers and figure out what the compression is, but my guess is it is in the basement, which is you know, an easy thing to improve. Alright, we're tore down. Bottom ends apart. This stuff looks exactly as predicted. It's supposed to be Eagle stuff. It's Eagle stuff. So we're looking at a Chinesium crankshaft here. Looks about like every other Eagle crank you've ever seen. It's in decent shape. Bearings look pretty decent. A couple of rod bearings look a little funky, but nothing bad. Eagle connecting rods here. They look fine. 6-inch rods. Wrist pins. Molly stuff, I assume. Super skinny. Wow. Fortunately, this thing didn't make any power, so it didn't hurt them. Mala pistons, or however you say that. Mala, I don't know. This is germanium right here, I think. It's a flat top deal. The rings look pretty standard stuff. We'll probably change this up a little bit, depending on which way we go with stroke and so forth. Snout of this crankshaft, looks pretty black. That means that balancer's probably trying to walk around on there a little bit. Not a surprise considering what this thing up here turning F1X is doing a lot of work. And hopefully I can source a big block snout crankshaft for the new build. We'll see how that goes with all the building back better and such. That means we'll have to at minimum change the hub. Well, we'll probably just change the whole balancer on this thing. A milling M55 high volume oil pump, probably in pretty good shape. Pin's pretty standard stuff. It looks fine. Decent chance it may go back on. Double roller timing chain adjustable deal, looks good. Pretty good chance this is going right back in there. The block itself really looks pretty good. Everything looks, there's nothing jacked up in here. The bottoms of the cylinders are sharp as a razor blade. We'll definitely fix that going back together. But we're going to remachine everything. We're probably going to go bigger on the bore and just spiff everything up in general. Main caps are cast deals. Probably going to stay with that, but we'll definitely be upgrading these fasteners. We're going to get some studs in here and try to do everything we can to make this thing a little stronger without spending, you know, ridiculous amounts of money. So anyhow, that's probably going to tie up the end of our second episode of Polishing Turds. Merch and such is at HeraldEngine.com, and we're going to try to add more of that stuff here before long. Anyhow, probably in the next episode we'll take a look at these cylinder heads and see which direction we're going to go with that, see what shape they're in right now. Hopefully we're probably going to roll this cam at some point just to see what it was. Normally I wouldn't really much care, but you guys might be interested in just knowing what was in here, so we'll find out. We already know what cam's going back in, and that's a big nasty. But anyhow, that's all we know for now. Until next time.
We're polishing turds. Mediocrity curve. I can't find the words. This song is absurd. We're polishing turds. We're polishing turds.